Hello, everybody. How are you doing? We are live in Seaside, Oregon. Yeehaw. Let me get everything set up. How's this going to work? See, that can go away. You get to see all the interface of what I'm working with. Oh, I'm having CPU problems. Okay. All right, we'll see if this works better. We had to drop down to medium format for the video. Sorry, guys, but I can't stream high res with everything else that's going to be happening on this MacBook Pro. We'll be lucky if we get this to work. Let's see here. I'm going to have to get the chat windows. You guys get to see my chat windows because I don't have two screens. So let's see here. That's going to show up in a minute. And I'm not even going to watch that. We go over here to YouTube. There we are. All right. Hello from the White House. Hi, Mike. Hey, guys. So I'm only watching the stream feed from YouTube. So I'm going to post over here to my Facebook feed. You guys get to see all my friends' names. Live on YouTube. Go, and then go to Plugin Guru. So if you're watching from Livestream, I can't monitor. I'm on a very tight Wi-Fi budget. So let's see here. We're live. Did you see this picture? Isn't this the coolest modular? That is sweet. That's here in Portland. So I'm actually going to try to find out if I can come meet this person. I know who it is. So it'd be really cool to maybe do something. So where can I go to say something? Live on YouTube. Come hang out. How is everybody? So again, if you're on live stream, please come to that link. It's youtube.com/ then look for Plugin Guru and then live, and you will find me. And oh, there's 27 watching. Cool. So I'm going to test real quick to make sure you hear. I don't have the feedback and stuff I normally do. So we have support coming for Bluetooth. So we're going to be looking at this synthesizer. And the story kind of goes like this. Kid Anthem, Alan Pulley, this wonderful programmer friend that I've never met in person, but he lives in, you can hear it, good. Lives in Mississippi and has done 2 or 3 libraries. What has he done? Kid Anthem 1, Kid Anthem 2. His favorite plugin, or one of his favorites, is Bluetooth. And let me check my stream health. I'm getting warning signs that my CPU is above 80%. I got to be really careful what I play in Logic. So, hey, Rocky Mountain Sounds is here. That's Jason Schopfer, who has the Northern Lights sound library. Keep trying to tell him to get back to work on another library. But one of Alan's favorite synthesizers for a long time is Blue from Rob Papin. It's an interesting synthesizer. It's 6 oscillators that can do multiple types of synthesis between all sorts of things. Phase, distortion, FM, all sorts of unique capabilities. Its interface is a little homemade. It's not as graceful as Omnisphere or something like that, but its capabilities are great. And he's been working for over a year on a library for it, and it's finally come to the point where it's ready to be shown. And so I just got artwork today for the library. It's going to be called Universal Cafe for Rob Papin's Blue 2. Came out really cool. Matt does the coolest artwork, I swear. The guy's just amazing. Here's my Livestream graphics. And here is the demo that, let's see, I'll probably have to drag this in. Do you guys hear the demo? Let me pause this. Do you guys hear that demo? When I was playing that MP3 file, I don't know the capabilities of... Hey Mike D, did you guys hear that MP3 demo that I started to play from my computer, or do I need to shoot that into Logic? Oh, you can hear it. Oh. No. Okay, so let's get Logic up, and then we can do this. You create a new... Actually, no, we need to create an audio track. Audio. Create. Then drag this over, and it will convert it, and then it will play from Logic. And Logic I have wired in through Soundflower to work, so you can hear this demo. We'll do more demos for this, but this is one that Kid Anthem did for the library. So this is the patches coming. This is the library we're going to sell for like $25. At this point, we have 67 patches for it, so it's a smaller size library. It's an EP, but it's really cool. There's some good stuff in here. So yeah, see, that's how it's supposed to sound. So if we turn off the input. There. Really cool stuff. So you get the idea. It's cool. So, those are some killer patches, and I've been making some patches for it, and more will be made before we release it next week. And we're going to go through, we'll make a patch in a minute here together. Hopefully. This is cool. It can do wave sequencing, which I will show you. It's one patch. And the mod wheel. So we will get deeper into Blue 2, which has some new abilities they've added. Besides waveforms for FM synthesis, they now have samples and tuned percussion and stereo big. So they have samples. And it has this really cool sequencer that we'll get into that is normal, with normal transposing of tune, filter settings and stuff, which is cool. But if you over here and click it to wave, it's a wave offset. So that each step can be a different, and if you control click on any one of these boxes, it pops up where you can see the whole list of all the samples. So any samples, any of these segments can be, so it can make some really, so it's FM synthesis, all these other forms of synthesis, 2 filters, it has a 4 effects section, which has different configurations for how you route the effects up, which is really cool. Like for the bass sound that I made, this guy right here, I'll just show you the flow real quick. So the bass is going into the cabinet simulator for the blow in for the sub. And that's only this one waveform. Everybody else is being routed. These guys are routed. You have to, we'll get to this in a minute. I'm not going to get quite into that deep programming quite yet. So anyway, yeah, so it's great. Sounds much better. Hey, Kid Anthem is here. There's Kid Anthem. Say hi, Kid Anthem. So I want to show you some other stuff too. I've had a lot of fun with my drone recently. This guy. I'm going to show you a little bit of video footage. It's little DJI Mavic. And it's amazing you can fly this 400 feet in the air over the ocean and streams and stuff. And let's see, how can I can get these to load into Logic and they will play, I believe. So if I go to Logic, I hadn't thought about this. Oh, let's do this. No, I'm not going to risk it because I might blow something up. I've blown stuff up before with you guys and I don't want to do that. So if I say movie, oh here, first of all, I have to mute this. See if I can play this. Let's do it this way. Control M, and then go over here. So I did this first one at the Gorge, and then I wrote music to it, and I used the 1020 library. Let's see if it will extract the audio track. Yes, please. Oh, we used 24. That's fine. So this will give you. Let's see. This is the small version. I think it's still fairly big, and I think it'll look okay. So check this out. Hey, who's that? So that's because I've been doing photography for many years, and to be able to get a camera into these new angles and new ways of seeing things is really exciting to me. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. Cool. Glad you guys like that. It was fun to do. You have this remote, this crazy little remote. You put your phone in it. You can see the video in the little handheld device and then fly everywhere. And then check this out. Last night, I was here on the Oregon coast and I went to Cannon Beach, and this is just raw footage. I haven't done any music to this yet, but check this out. Oh, that's a screenshot. I don't want the screenshot. I want the movie. Here we go. So this is just raw footage. The way I do these is I shoot like footage like this, and then I'll write music looking at this footage, and then I'll go back and replace the video so it cuts with the music that I end up writing for it. check out this footage. It's just incredible. So 400 feet up, there's Cannon Beach, the big haystack rock out here. It's a beautiful night. Just really, really beautiful. There's no music. There's no sound. If there was sound, it'd be... So we don't need to hear that, right? And so this is before sunset happened. And the sunset wasn't that epic, but it was still pretty cool. There's a big cloud bank. It's raining like crazy here. Well, it's not raining now, but it was. But just in a minute, we do some down-looking footage. It's just so cool to have the ability to get inspired with pictures like this, you know. It just really inspires me. So, wanted to share. And check out the bird. There's a bird flying. I'm sorry this is low res. I wish I could do high res, but I'm told I can't. Hopefully it still looks good. This is closer to sunset. And I flew over some of the haystacks, and just so beautiful. Check this out. See, this is what inspires me making sounds, is looking at things like this. Being in places like this. Having this device I'm controlling looking at stuff like this is really exciting. And then trying to figure out how to get on. Check out this rock. You can see there's a little path. Somebody's carved a path somehow right over the top, right there. See that little line? I want to know about that line. I want to get up there, man. That'd be so cool. And then sunset. See the clouds? So the sun was in the clouds. You couldn't see it, but then it broke through the clouds and did this really cool reflection just on the top of the ocean waves. And I want to know how these people got over there, because we can't get access to there, so they know some way to get there. Try not to crash. So I love this because it feels like you're on the ground. This is what I've always dreamed of, right? You're running at the ocean, you run into the water, and then you're Superman and start flying. And now we can do that. So. And then this is coming back. Me and a brother-in-law, good friend, Mark. We did a flyby over the top of us. So, anyway. So that's visuals to inspire the audios, you know. It's kind of how it all works, right? Yeah. I have to do this low res. Sorry, guys. I'm in Seaside, Oregon. And I'm going to break a cable out. I know it, so I'm not going to try. But it has to be low res audio or visual. I'm not with the fast internet connection. I'm not with the system that I normally am working with because I'm on the road right now. So hopefully you still get to see. Sorry the video is so low. I wish it could be higher. I'll do next week's live stream will be high res. So let's see here. Let's get over to Logic. I had a customer question also as well, but now that I'm dealing with the limited computer abilities, he was asking a question about Mega Module drums and OMG drums, and curious about most of the beats as well as some of the others that come stock in Breakthrough usually have some sort of melody on them. What's a good way of figuring out what key it's in so that I can build around that, or how do I change the key? So let's call up something in Breaktweaker. Yeah, go away. Let's see here. So we can get this to go away. We have Breaktweaker. Nice and loud it looked like. Movie can go away. Okay, transpose this down an octave. So we have what is currently called up. This is let's use maybe I need to. Some of these are funny. So this is one you could build around. And it has this chord, right? So what you need to do is go to some other instrument. Sounds like it's B. Let me get to a more normal. It's kind of an aggressive sound right there, so it's hard to tell. So we go here. Yeah, B. So what you could do in the case like that is, what I do often with these is you can call up the sound which has the, let's close this, find out which of these streams is playing the orchestra hit and just hit mute. And that way the bass is tuned too. So if you need to do tuning, you have this little waveform display right here. And this is where you go in, and right here is your course for tuning. So you could transpose to whatever pitch you want it to be for the key of your song. Or the other option is to go to the folder. Let's get out of the editor because we can do it from above. Close the editor. If you go to this folder, this is where you load up all those generator presets, and you can go to depending on the library you have, Guru. I kept the same name for everything. Oh wait, no, OMG is for the new stuff, right? No, I did. I put OMG at the end of them. That's what I did. So you can go to the kicks. Here's Mega Macho Drums kicks, and go through here and just choose like meaty chunk. So now you don't have a pitch because you replaced that pitched bass drum with a different sound. So, right? So that's probably the easiest way, is to go through. It just depends on if you want to use that sound and transpose it, or just replace it all together. Same with the orchestra hit. I could say, go over to the waveform display that's at +2, and if I wanted it to be in C, I'd have it +3. And now when I went to other synthesizers, it would be to work in the same key. So that would be the brake tweaker solution to pitch. You can either mute it or transpose it or replace it. Your choice. Just depends on how you want to approach it. So that library, by the way, is library one of 2 that we have on the Plugin Guru website. I'll take you there real quick. It's so funny. When I'm loading in, I haven't worked with OSS 10.12 a lot. It breaks the first time it loads a web page in Chrome for some reason. Not sure what that problem is. But if you go to products, there's 2 libraries for brake tweaker. There's Mega Macho Drums, which is taking drum sounds that I've made in some creative, more cutting EDM type of approach. It's going to take a minute to load, I guess, because we're streaming so much. But this library is on sale right now. So instead of being $49 this weekend, it's $35. And there's a ton of different grooves made by myself and 3 other programmers. And it came out really cool. The other library is OMG Drums, which is using NATO Fields, Airwave. NATO Fields is a big bass music guy that does really crazy, incredible stuff. And he did all the trap, all this stuff like, these will kill my computer. This stuff, that's all part of OMG Drums. Yeah, I can't even play them. Airwave did all these really killer trance. Stuff that's like ready to go for trance. And then I did a whole bunch, and Toby Pittman also did a bunch for the dance. Toby did so they're really cool grooves ready to go for all sorts of, yeah, it's gonna kill my computer. I can hear it in the sound. Such really cool grooves. I wish I could show it to you. Okay. So these are the two libraries that we've made at pluginguru.com for Break Tweaker. And they came out really cool. They're really fun to work with. You need to have a powerful computer or you're going to bounce down your audio all the time because it is a CPU hog. It's just the way it is. Let me see. Customer questions. Any questions? Bluetooth, is a new, Airwave is so okay, cool. Airwave is or Kid Anthem is answering questions I see as we go along here. So, Kid Anthem has worked with Bluetooth for a long time. So let's look at that. It's time to dive in. So, where do we start? Let's do this. Its interface is funky. We're going to go to a default empty sound. You have this main edit page, which you can see you have 6 oscillators. There's a whole lot of parameters to the oscillators. There's choices for the shaping, if you want to have shaping. If you don't want shaping, you can have it off, but let's make sure we turn it up because it's... If you turn on the shaper, then this knob right here becomes active. If it's off, it still is active. I'm still learning this synth. It's Kid Anthem's fault that I'm having to learn it, but I need stuff like that to keep me trying out new things, right? He will laugh at me because there's some way that this is working. I'm going to make this look really bad. Well, this is feedback, self-oscillating feedback. There's certain things that are similar to mod or FM8. The main thing you have to do before you start making a sound is kind of think about what kind of sound you're going to make, and then make sure your algorithm is set up on this algorithm page to support it. Now, if I'm just going to do a subtractive synthesizer patch, then this is fine. This is how a subtractive synthesizer would work. You have 6 oscillators. They are all going straight down to the output stage. There's no FM ability. But if you click right here, actually I think you control click. How did I get it? Yeah. No? Yeah, here you go. You just click. You can say, it pops up all the possible operator things that you want. So if we want, we could say A and B and then C, D, E, and F. And what that does is it configures it so that A is independent, C, B is independent, and then C, D, E, and F are all chained together to do FM synthesis. And what it does is it goes over here to the destination and it will configure these to match this algorithm. And so what this means is this. So let's say sawtooth here. Oh, let's see, and turn off my feedback. So other tools in the oscillator section, just if it's a straight down oscillator like any other synthesizer, the spread, it's really awesome. It gives it a nice detuning. And you hear how it's the same phase every time. If you hit free, so that's one oscillator. It also has unison. If I wanted 6-voice unison, I'm just going to play with one oscillator to show you where we can go. So destination, filter A. So that takes this oscillator and says its output now comes down here, and here's all my different types of filter types to choose from for A. So let's just say 24 dB low pass. And there's a couple different ones to choose from. That sounds beautiful. I mean, Now, if we want, we can go to the envelope page. Let's go to the volume, and here's where you can choose. You can actually just click and drag to change the segments. The attack. This over here is your curvature for each segment. And I want my release time to be a little bit longer and to be more exponential. And then you could, right here, it has mod wheel automatically set up. So all I have to do is, and I have a button. This is my keyboard controller, you guys. And it has a button. And it goes from 0 to 200 miles an hour. No in between. So I'm not able to show you the subtleties of slowly moving the mod wheel up, but you can hear. Okay, playing with just one oscillator still. It has right here the destination, and this is unique to the synth. And I really like how they did this. Very, very smart, because each of those 6 oscillators can be routed to different destinations of either different effects. Go here to the effects button, you have 4 effects, and you click right here to choose how you want to configure it. And I kind of like this configuration because it says A and B, so A is this group and B is a group, and then they both go down into C and D. So if I go over here back to the page, to the filter and destination of effects A, I can have distortion, and then I could have, here's your mix, so just a little bit, and let's have it go into stereo delay, and it's awesome delay, guys. Check this out. It's got mod, and I love delays with mod. That gives you a chorus built into the delay. And then let's have it do a reverb, and not even the high quality. Okay, so this is one oscillator. That's what's crazy with this. Cool sound. A little resonance, a little distortion in the filter. Okay, so that's one oscillator with unison. Something is sustaining on, huh? Do you hear that? What did I do to stick a note on? Did I crash my stream? Let me see if you guys are still here. Do you have a review on this? I have not done a review on Blue. I haven't done reviews on the Rob Papin synths yet. This is the first Rob Papin synth we have supported with the library. Yeah, it's an impressive synthesizer. I don't know why. There. What am I doing that's causing feedback? We will figure it out. It's not a big deal. So let's go to another empty spot. Actually, I'm going to copy this and paste it here because I want to keep working with that because that's the start for something nice. And I don't know how I'm going to mess this up next, so to be safe. So let's turn that A off, okay? Oh, really? It might be because, yeah, it's a distortion. Oh, I've got this all the way up. Yeah, I was just pushing some. This was feeding back into it really strong, so I turned that down. Okay, so we're back to the synth. We've turned A off. Now remember, A is routed into filter A and then into effect A and then down through C and D. And I'm going to bypass C and D. They'll come into effect in a minute. But if we look at my algorithm, recall, look at this. C, D, E, and F are set up for extreme FM. So we're going to turn on F first because this is the bottom guy on the list. You have to understand FM synthesis. So I have a number of synthesizer FM8 videos which talk about FM synthesis. I'll briefly explain as we're going along here. But F is the what we would call the modulator. No, this is the carrier. And then C, D, and E are modulators. So if I turn on E, as I bring up the volume, you're going to hear FM as I do this. And the way that FM works is that I could bring up D, and D is going into E, which is going into F, which makes even more extreme waveforms. And then C can add even more to it. So I could easily, let me turn this down because it's going to sound really bad, but I could easily get just crazy. And then how you build that FM and control these volumes. Okay, let's turn off C and D because you actually don't need, as you will see, you don't need that much to work with. Because remember on A how I showed you the spread? What if you could use spread in an FM synthesis arrangement? You can. And it's really interesting. Also, let's turn that back off. You have all of these waveforms. So you have both your more aggressive synthesizer. That's just FM of two oscillators, one of them being a more complex waveform. This Res2 is a more complex waveform going into a sine wave. And then you could change this to be a more... So if I turn that down, and here's my destination for C, D, E, and F. F is the only one you hear. So you go to the destination for F, and I could say filter B, because there's two filters. So I'm doing component synthesis. So I could say, let's bandpass. Right? It'd be kind of cool if it was just doing that all the time. So let's go to the LFO, to filter B LFO, and control the amount. So it's not doing it the full amount. And find the sweet spots. Okay. Now if I turn on A, and layer that cool detuned big bottom guy. And then turn on unison again. And then turn on my, it's getting kind of crazy, C&D effects. So the capabilities with the synth are pretty staggering. Its interface is a little confusing just because you have these destinations all over the place for how to route it. So you have to get good at having the concept of your mind of what you want to go for when you're making the sound. So if you're a beginner, this is a lot to swallow because there's so much to deal with, right? But the thing is this. The thing I do like with all of Rob Papin's synths, and the reason I haven't supported them before, I've never really felt the need to, because they come with so many freaking patches. It's not even funny. All these over here are banks of patches that it comes with when you buy it. So you get this introduction which gives you a... So I've never felt the need to support these guys because there's so many patches that it comes with. I like to support synthesizers that need new sounds that haven't been programmed. But Rob Papin is a talented programmer. He was involved in the voicing of the original Virus way back in the day, if you remember that from Access Music. So he knows what he's doing, and he knows how important voicing is and how important it is to give a lot of patches to a synth. So, so I'm looking at chat. Crazy sound. Glad to see Bluetooth getting some love. Yeah, Bluetooth is an interesting synth. I'm glad Kid Anthem said, hey. So the story goes, Kid Anthem goes, hey, I've got some patches. I'm just going to put them up on my site. And a lot of people don't know his site. And he's a talented programmer. And so I was like, let's make it a plugin guru library. We'll sell it on the cheaper side and get it out. So these are his patches. I'm going to go through some of them now. Beautiful stuff. And the library, by the way, just to make sure we're clear, is coming out next week. It's called Universal Cafe. I like the name. And Matt Chowski, my graphic artist guy, just got this artwork to me like 5 minutes after I was supposed to start the live stream, which is why I was late. But I wanted to include the artwork for this because I knew he would knock it out of the park because he's a scary, talented programmer for the visuals. And he's a great musician too, my goodness. So let's go through some more of the patches. Here's a pluck. Flanger bass. So some really fun stuff. I'm not going to do a whole patch walkthrough because we'll be doing that when the library comes out. I made 3 last night. I'm getting deeper into it. I like this one. This is the wave sequencing. Oh, I was going to show wave sequencing. So this is... So how do we do that, right? All ready to go crazy on a dance track. Let's make a patch from scratch, and I'll show you wave sequencing. And then I'm going to call it quits because I have family here and we want to go out and do something at the beach. So we'll do a little bit shorter live stream than I usually do. Hi, sister. Hi. So here's how it works. Down here are where you have all your different modulation sources and your envelopes. And as you can see, let me cover this real quick. I'll probably do a full video on Blue, making a patch with Blue this week when I get back. The reason that there's separate oscillator envelopes, obviously, is because it's FM. And so if you are going to go down here and choose any sort of complicated sound like this. So if you look at this, let's do a little bit more reading of FM charts. So A is a modulator for B. That means I'm only going to hear B between these two. I won't hear A. A is affecting, or what I call beating up on B. C and D are beating up on F. And E is all by itself, kind of tucked in here, because it's not connected to F. There's no wire going here. If you want, you can actually go to the matrix. If I wanted E to go to F, I could go to E, and I think I could do something like this and configure it. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you have the FM, phase. I don't even understand a lot of this stuff yet. But by doing this, let's listen to B, and here's A. And like I said, you can use FM with any of these waveforms or samples. So check this out. This is badass. So let's go. There's a little arrow. That's using a sample as an FM source on the top of a sine wave, which is really cool. It's a very cool sound. But maybe I want this to hit a little harder and be like a chiff, right? So that's where you go to the envelopes to A, and what you do is you would configure this, and here's your amount. This is the trick. If it's at 0, then it doesn't do anything. As you bring this up, it takes away from it until at 100%, the sound is 100% routed to this envelope before it goes to the volume envelope that everybody follows. So if I go here, and here's my curvature, so I can, and there's a hold, and I need to transpose up because this is kind of a fluty, chiffy thing, and I'm down too low, so let's go to 0. Now on top of this, I have ratio. So I'm doing an FM ratio with a sample. Oh, it's just crazy you can do that. And then let's take it back down. That's more what I'm looking for. Okay. So, wave sequencing. Over here is the sequencer, and it looks very confusing and intimidating, of course, when you first call it up, because that's... Or is it the mod sequencer? No, it's the sequencer, because here's my wave button. Here's how you make it not look so intimidating. Go to the end and say 4 steps. Boom. Not so intimidating. It's only 4 steps, right? So it's not on yet because my play mode is poly. So if I go over here and say sequencer, and my play speed, let's have it do halftime. Now, normal sequencing, I could do stuff like I could have this go up an octave. right? If I hit wave, I now have the ability to go to each one of these, and A is my FM oscillator, right? So let's screw around with this. Let's have the second step be a percussive sample. How about a frame drum? And remember, this is on top of everything else. It's a frame drum sample, but it's still part of the synthesis engine. It's still being the modulator, the guy that's beating up on B. So let's go to oscillate to step 4. Make this be a different percussive. This is why they have percussion samples in here. Let's go back to the normal parameters. Get the idea? I see. I can just imagine a whole bunch of people's heads going with the possibilities, right? And let's route this just to effects A. Have some fun with effects. And I'm going to use this configuration again so we could say, I really love the... fuzz. And let's go back to the stereo delay because okay, so let me see what my chat's saying. What are you guys saying? Do you like this? I don't understand this. Waldo, thank you if you've got the atmosphere banks. That's cool. That means you're a Gold Star customer, and I appreciate the support. What would be the point of buying a synth you understand? Well, you know, that's just it. It's sometimes you want some sort of new territory to play with. So I think Rob Papin has a number of traditional synthesizers, and Blue definitely is outside of that. Just, you could take it as a very simple synthesizer without getting into this deeper levels of things you can do. Now, this is, let me show you where we're at. I'm at this patch, so I'm going to rename this BPM YouTube Venture 2. Oh no, I lost that one. I was working on that. I was building that one. Oh, rats. That happens. Let me see if I go back here. So let me share with you one last thing with you, Blue. The way that it works is that it loads and it gives you access to this bank of sounds. Oh, I think I just lost my edit. Yep. Yep, I lost that sound. Anytime you change a bank, it makes this patch bank go away and loads the new patch bank. And if you haven't gone over here and hit save to save the patch bank, it's gone. So YouTube Adventure is gone. I forgot to go over here and save the bank before I changed banks. So that's one of the things that's always been kind of a bad taste in my mouth with these libraries is if you edit this patch, if I go over here and I change the filtering, and let's bring down the volume through that. Okay, I've changed that sound, right? If I go playing around the library, when I go back here, it's still with that edit the way I left it. It's not on a per patch basis and moves on. And luckily he's fixed it a little bit so you can hit the original button. No, I can't. I guess I have to reload it. See, this is the thing that's confusing with the synthesizer is the way that the patches work is different than anything else. So it makes it confusing to me how it works. I just lost a patch in front of you while we're doing this live stream. So that's frustrating. But I did save Sloppy. Or this one. And I'll make some more safe wave sequencing. And I remember what I did. And I can watch this video again and recreate it, right? So that's Blue 2. It's 6 oscillators that can do standard synthesis, or it can go pretty crazy both in the FM direction or with the sequencer and the wave button. Those are 2 places, and there's more. There's a full arpeggiator to work with. The modulation destination thing is a little cryptic because you have control over things like, say, the modulation wheel. And then you have the destination per oscillator, per filter, everything here, right? However, be aware that the effects have their own 2 source and destinations, and that's it for each of the 4 effects. The thing with Omnisphere is that you can have a whole bunch of things changing certain effect parameters, and it doesn't really keep count of them. Here you only have 2. And they're not in the same place as all the rest of the modulation stuff that we've got going on here. This mod page has no effects. There's no effects listed here. So the fact that those are separated into 2 places, the fact it says destination here for the assignments for the filters, and then you go over to the effects and you have source and destination, there's just, they could make it better and less confusing. But it's still a great synthesizer. And we have a library coming out for it. So I'll do a full patch walkthrough when the full library comes out next week. You need to be strict with your workflow. You need to understand how it works. Hey, Ilate's here. Yeah, I'd love to do a DP appearance. That'd be awesome. Hey, so I'm gonna call it quits here and hang out with my family that's with me. I don't get to see my sister that often. And I thank you guys for joining me and for coming with a view and stuff. Let me play I gotta play this one more time because I love this video footage. This is Cannon Beach with a different perspective by drone. I'll write some music to this. Or you know what I was thinking? I might do a competition where I like put some of this up and have you guys write music using Plugin Guru patches and have that be the competition of, it's a composition to picture and I provide the picture. What do you think? Would you guys like to do that? This is so cool. Yeah, that's a perfect match. Yeah, that perfectly matches ocean footage from 400 feet, right? So awesome. Beautiful world. And it's Earth Day. So since it is Earth Day, we're going to play the whole video. Damn it. I wish I had high resolution to share with you guys. Maybe I will upload a version of this to the YouTube channel or to my Facebook page. If you go to facebook.com/pluginguru, I'll put this video there so you can click and watch it. I love this shot right here because look at the shape of this island. You don't see this when you're seeing it from the beach. You don't realize all the intricacies of this one stack out of quite a few of them that are there. And all the beautiful life living on it that I'm not disturbing. And sunset. It's awesome. Oh, let me briefly mention, next week we'll have this new library for Blue 2 out. There's going to be free patches for Absinthe 5, and Brian Clevenger, the creator of Absinthe, is going to be with us next week, next Saturday. So we can talk to him about Absinthe. We're going to do an Absinthe masterclass during the live stream. It's going to be a really nice time. He's been a friend that I've never met in person, but a friend through the internet since Absinthe came out. How long ago was that? 20-some years. So it's awesome he's going to join us. I did an interview on YouTube a while ago with him. But he's going to join us to talk. Kid Anthem's going crazy on the filters and everything. Any question about Blue, ask away. Oh my gosh, you guys are chatty. Look at this. I just purchased Blue too. I'm sure Rob Papen's very happy. So I'm sorry to cut this short. I would love to stay and visit with you guys more, but I'm going to hang out with my family, and they're being really nice and quiet in bedrooms while I'm doing this video. When was this? Green alert. When is this for what? The live stream? That would be next Saturday, the 28th, I guess. Because this is the 21st, right? Yeah, 29th. Yes, we're gonna have some fun. There's more patches to make. We'll make more patches before it comes out, but it's a good thing. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. Please go to pluginguru.com, buy some patches. Support Rob Papen. He's a developer that definitely, he's a great guy, really nice guy, and works really hard to try to support and think outside the box. His delay plugin is incredible. He's got his own reverb plugin that's great. Look at, oh, perfect streaming now, but my CPU's at 75%. Well, these videos are saved, so you can come back and watch them. So if you miss next week with Brian, it will be saved to YouTube, so you can come back and watch it. So thank you, guys. Appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you soon. And if you have questions, go to the Facebook page on Plugin Guru. Send me a message. And thank you to Kid Anthem, of course, for saying, dude, I've got these patches for, I love Bluetooth, man. Yeah, I love Bluetooth. You gotta do, I'm gonna release them. And I'm like, no, let's do Plugin Guru library with it. And so we're gonna make it a real deal. And I'm really happy with how it's gonna be. It's gonna be cool. All right, see you guys later. Take care. Bye.